see. Let's just dump it. No gas to the face, and the tone is amazing. Yeah, baby.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the NFA Review channel. Today we have the last of the Velos in the lineup, the 762 version. So I already reviewed the 556 and the 556K here on the channel. Hopefully, if you're watching this video, you've already consumed those two videos. Please let me know in the comment section below, after watching today, which one you guys would pick. Me, this is going to be my favorite. I can already tell, just because I can't wait to hear what subsonic 300 blackout's going to sound out of the suppressor, specifically low back pressure. So pretty stoked about that. And of course, shooting the subcals through it, the 556 should sound really good and give even less gas back pressure. So that's going to be cool. But we won't know until we get out to the range today. So let's cover it in detail here in the studio. We'll hit the range as usual, and then I'll give you my final thoughts. Let's go ahead and get to it. All right, let's see here. They have this old magnetic flap dealio here. Boom. Inside the box, you'll have an ASR brake with the 762 version. The 556 versions come with the flash hiders, and then you have the suppressor itself. All right, let's kick things off. Comes in an overall length of 6.4 inches, a diameter of 1.73 inches, and it weighs in at 16.5 ounces. Now, as far as the construction materials, of course, going to follow suit with the other two. You're going to have a 3D printed 625 Inconel main baffle core here, and then on the front and the rear, it's welded on front cap and rear blast housing, and adapter module is going to be 17-4 heat-treated stainless steel. As far as the finish, of course, high temperature black Cerakote, we expect nothing less. Mount on the rear is going to be the Silencerco ASR Charlie. Again, at risk of sounding like a broken record, this is not hub compatible. This is their own Charlie mount system, but you do get the benefit of utilizing the ASR system, which I do like. Just like the other two, firing schedule, full auto rated, including belt fed with no minimum barrel length restrictions. Now, where it does differ is the calibers. So this is going to be rated for anything from 556 up to 300 RUM, everything in between. If it fits, it ships, okay? So pretty cool there. Warranty is going to be lifetime like your other Silencerco products, and the MSRP is a little bit more than the 556 variants. On their website, comes in at $1,294. Capital Armory has it, of course, a little cheaper at $1,194, and then my Patreon members, my gold members on Patreon, get 10% off of that, and it brings it down to $1,074. So just over the $1,000 mark for the 762 multi-caliber version of the Velos. Now, as far as decibel readings, 556, as tested by Silencerco, averaged out at 137.1. 300 blackout subsonic was 127.1. That's going to sound good. And then the 308 is 138.5. So everything we just listed is hearing safe. Now let's cover again what sets the Velos apart, what makes it special. Of course, LBP in the name stands for low back pressure. The hop-on baffle that Silencerco developed is going to be the magic here, working in the background, aiding in the low back pressure, sending all that gas and junk, cancer-causing crap away from the shooter, and of course giving the shooter a more pleasant experience. And of course the front baffle face design, I mentioned it in the 556K video, the baffle face design of the hop-on baffle will aid in extending the life use of the suppressor, because the unburnt gunpowder from shorter barrels is not as abusive on it, and you don't get a widening of the bore aperture when sandblasting the hell out of it. So that's pretty cool. Front cap, it's not loose enough here for me to open it here in the studio, but I believe I showed it on the first review I did, which was the full-size 5.56, and this is a internal design flash hider that does a really good job of preventing a lot of that jetting that you get out of the front of a lot of suppressors. So what you have here is a hearing safe 7.62 bore aperture suppressor capable of shooting, of course, 5.56 full auto, no barrel length restrictions on anything, and this is, according to Silencerco, the hardest use rifle suppressor they have ever built. So with that being said, let's go ahead and pack up some guns and gear and put that to the test. Let's get to it. Before we get shooting, a quick word from our sponsor, Capital Armory. They're the nation's largest silencer dealer and have expanded their silencer shipping ability to multiple states, with even more on the way. They can still ship directly to Texas residents, but they can now deliver silencers directly to your door for those in many other states. The process is simple and keeps everything in-house. So there are no additional dealers, transfer fees, or headaches. They manage the entire process from start to finish to make your life easier. The process is very simple. Once you purchase a silencer online through their website, you'll be contacted to begin your online customer profile to provide them with fingerprints and other necessary information to complete your e-file Form 4. After the ATF approves your form, Capital Armory will initiate electronic transfer paperwork with you, and your silencer will be mailed directly to your front door. And the best part is, your customer profile only needs to be done once, so you'll be ready to go for all future orders. Head to capitalarmory.com today to learn more.
Really good. Quick pop shots at 100 yards out there. It's accurate. And the tone is awesome. Already like it better than the 5.56K and the full-size 5.56, which I pretty much knew was going to happen. You can shoot this all day long. On a 16-inch barrel, all day long, you can shoot that. No ears. Not gassy at all on the ADM. Bad, bro. Accurate little turd at 100 yards, ain't it? Hell yeah, it is. All right. All right, rock and roll time, baby. shoot the water on purpose. It should be nice and loud. That wasn't that bad. $300 blackout is the tits with the LB sound bite. Where's the burn? That sounded cool over the water, didn't it? Oh. Piece like a little too long there. That one transonic. So did that one. This ammo is loaded a little hot for subsonic. Hear it breaking the.
I was wondering.
The sound barrier. That was quiet.
Because that is ridiculous.
Yard pop.
Yep. So awesome.
Dude. Water pop. Alright, this thing's too fun. You want to try it?
Maybe. Let me have your magazine. I'll load it for you.
Alright, Brian with the 300 blackout. Go for it. Yeah, some of those are going transonic. God, the lighting right now is so sick. Doesn't that sound sick?
I love the water. To say the
I
truth.
know. Thump.
Honestly, I think those are my favorite.
Yeah, some of those rounds are a little long. Thump. What do you think?
It's pretty sweet. Quiet.
Sounds good. Let's see. Let's just dump it. No gas to the face, and the tone is amazing. Yeah,
All right, ending thoughts. First off, this was actually a really fun series to film. Starting off with the 5.56 cans, and then following it up with the 7.62 Velos. I guess I saved the best for last unintentionally. That wasn't my intention, but the 7.62 version is my favorite of the entire lineup. Now, typically, when I give advice for somebody looking for a 5.56 can, I try to tell them to stay 5.56 specific. Since the bore aperture is tighter, you'll squeeze a little bit more decibel reduction out of the suppressor if you're going to leave it on a dedicated 5.56 rifle. That being said, in this case, in this scenario, with this line, personally, you guys know I don't really interject a lot of opinion here. I try to just let the video speak for itself. You guys do your research, go to Suppress Fest, hear it in person, go to other shooting events, go to your dealer. Hands-on experience is by far going to be the best way to determine which suppressor to buy. That being said, my humble opinion, out of this lineup, my favorite is a 7.62 version. The tone sounded better on 5.56, specifically the SBRs. To me, I did not need ear protection. I'm sure it's borderline hearing safe, but it was a noticeable difference between the 5.56 dedicated cans and the 7.62 variant as far as the tone from my ear and down range. And it's not like I was shooting in a perfect environment either. It was that range you guys know well. I used to film out there a lot earlier this year. When the two hurricanes came through, they flooded that area. That's not a lake or a pond, so don't freak out about lead in pond water, whatever. That's just a dirt field that has a lot of water in it. Okay, it's only right now like about a foot deep. So it's still receding. So that sound will echo off that water. So it was a pretty, and I had a building behind me, a metal building behind me. So as far as sound reflecting surfaces, it wasn't the best environment to shoot in for a suppressor review, and it still sounded great. No discomfort in the ears at all. I want to really drive that point home. It sounded great. One of the best suppressors I reviewed this year on a rifle, and no gas to the face. You're still going to get gas out of the ejection port, but it's not high pressure gas coming out of the charging handle area, going in your nose and shooting past the rim of your sunglasses and getting into your eyeballs. So I didn't notice any at all. So I didn't have any discomfort. You'll see here on the table, let me see if I can focus this camera here, using the new iPhone 16, and it's not auto tracking lock. Okay, whatever. Anyway, this is a new Tikka T3 Tactical that I'm reviewing for Beretta, and it's a 6.5 Creedmoor. And when I went to the range, I had grabbed a ammo can of 308. I was packing up the studio. I was on the phone with another client, and I was grabbing all the ammo, and I had to get out there before the sun went down to get that video shot this week. And I grabbed the wrong ammo because I really wanted to shoot it on this new rifle. So I'll get that done in the future. But as far as 300 Blackout and 5.56, it sounded great. If it sounded that good on 5.56, which is a hell of a round to suppress effectively, it's going to sound good on 6.5 Creedmoor, 308, stuff like that. So, but don't take my word for it. I highly suggest either, going to Suppress Fest next year. Hopefully you shot it this year. That'd be cool. Or make friends with your dealer, have them bring you out, do a demo day, or watch other reviews on it. Don't just take my word for it. But I really do like the Velos 762. Really good job, Silencerco. That thing's awesome. So kudos to that. Pretty good way to end the year. SHOT Show is coming up in January. I'll be there to see all the new products coming out and hopefully get some more companies involved that haven't been on the channel yet, and then hopefully get them out to Suppress Fest as well. But before we end the year, I am going to continue filming. I have some videos for Springfield Armory, and then I know Shaw Armament has a really cool can I have in my possession that I'm going to get done. So still going to be able to pump out a couple more videos before the year's end, and then we'll do the SHOT Show booth videos, and then I'll continue reviewing all the products I already have in stock here that I just got backed up on. Suppress Fest, I'm a one-man show leading up to the event, so, filming time here in the studio takes a back seat so I can make sure that event goes smoothly for you guys. So if you have any questions about this suppressor specifically today, leave a comment below, and I will do my best to answer any questions you have. Until then, see you guys next video.